Thank you. That was great. It's an honor to be here tonight. I want to congratulate all the inductees. You make all us New Jersey people proud. So now, how does a football coach who has a little bit of a reputation of maybe not being the most cooperative with the media, how is he here to induct a newspaper man's newspaper man? I mean, this guy, Jerry Izenberg, was a newspaper man. You got that right. In one word, it's respect. And the story goes back about 15 years or so. We were trying to build a program at Rutgers, and we finally got a game at our stadium against a Big Ten opponent, Michigan State. And we went into New York City, and we found a way to get it on national TV. And we won the game, believe it or not. It was incredible. We couldn't believe it. And for 6 days, we were the talk of New Jersey. And then what happens to teams happened to us. We went out against New Hampshire, who nobody knew was a good team at the time, but they handed us our lunch, and they beat us. And I'll never forget, I was in the post-game press conference, and all the media's around you, and they're clicking, and they're asking questions, and at the end, everybody walked out, and I was dejected. I mean, I was down. And Jerry walked up to me, and I thought this, he was going to put his arm around me and say something nice, and he put his arm on my shoulder, and he said, "Kid, I'm going to have to kill you tomorrow." Well, he did, but I can never forget that night because he was a media guy who didn't go do it and then not talk to you till you had success again. He looked me in the eye, he told me what he was going to do the next day, and that began a tremendous friendship. And every year after that, when we started to go into bowl games, Jerry would do a state of the program, and we would sit in my office, and it was regularly scheduled for about an hour, and it would take 2.5 hours, because when we were done talking about the football team, then we started talking about our wives. Then we started talking about raising kids, about how you could live your faith. Jerry is a deep, deep man. He left me with wisdom. He would tell me the stories about meeting with Coach Lombardi, about the great fights he went and covered Muhammad Ali, how he went down south with Eddie Robinson, and those great things that Coach Robinson did. And I sat there and soaked it all in. So in the sense of transparency, when I got the call this summer, would you please come out and induct Jerry? Number one, I was very surprised. But I said, you know what? This thing I'm going to have to do because I respect this man so much. Jerry is New Jersey. Jerry is one of the few people that has done every Super Bowl, covered every Super Bowl. Jerry's a man who is respected by coaches, players, administrators in a business where that doesn't happen all the time. And Jerry had many opportunities to leave, to go to bigger and better things maybe around the country or even around the world. But Jerry never did that. Jerry stayed because he knew he is New Jersey. Let's learn a little bit more about Jerry Izenberg.
Born in Newark, writer Jerry Izenberg has dedicated his life to sports journalism. His storied career with the North Star Ledger is one of the longest and most respected in the industry. Jerry's writing career began in 1951 while he was a student at Rutgers University and has lasted more than 65 years, only interrupted when he served during the Korean War. He has covered some of the most influential athletes and biggest events in sports history. He is one of only 2 newspaper columnists who have covered every single Super Bowl. Jerry has also written 13 books and served as a writer, narrator, and producer for 35 TV documentaries. He has been nominated for multiple Pulitzer Prizes and received the Red Smith Award from the Associated Press Sports Editors. Now based in Nevada, Jerry's not stopping anytime soon. He is currently working on his 16th book, a novel based during the Newark riots. Tonight, he joins fellow Jersey sports legends in our very own Hall of Fame.
So this is a little unusual, but I am also going to accept the award on behalf of Jerry, and he couldn't make it. There was some complications. He now lives out in Las Vegas, but I've talked to him a few times in the last couple days. And Jerry's a member of 15 Hall of Fames. This was his 16th Hall of Fame. And he told me today in an emotional phone call that this is the one This one, the New Jersey Hall of Fame, that means the world to him. So now I have a little pressure on me because he told me, I wrote the speech, don't screw it up. So here we go. I'm going to read it word for word. Now let me tell you who I am. When I came home from the Korean War, I applied for my old job at the Star-Ledger. The legendary Stanley Woodward was the new sports editor. He asked me why I wanted to stay in the business. I said I was obsessed with being a journalist. He stared at me as though he was about to scrape dog crap off the sole of his shoe. Son, he said, you're in the wrong building. You want to be a journalist, buy a three-piece suit, pick up a Phi Beta Kappa key at a pawn shop, and go over to the New York Times. They'll let you cover financial conferences, and you'll be a journalist. But in this building, there are no journalists. Only newspaper men. You want to work for me? You better damn well never forget that. I never did. Hell, even I know I wasn't smart enough to be a bartender, so I stayed in New Jersey for 7 decades. So tonight, I'm here. I'm home. It's where I met and married my wife and where our children were born. I get my mail in Nevada these days, but that's an antidote for cold weather. Not my identity. New Jersey is where my dreams morphed into memories. My old man, Harry Izenberg, chased a dream denied in baseball's low minors. In some way, he still lives in me. I never dreamed I would see Bobby Thompson hit the homer and Don Larson pitch the perfect World Series game. I would hear the drums of Africa at 4 a.m. when Muhammad Ali stopped George Foreman. I saw Jackie Robinson and Larry Doby break baseball's color line. 52 Super Bowls, 55 Kentucky Derbies, and 5 Triple Crown winners. For that, I thank my boss, Donald Newhouse, who always had my back and let me be me. This moment is for Eileen Izenberg, the woman who loves me, and Harry Izenberg, the father who shaped me. I wrote about 1 million words for all of you, but here are 6 more. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jerry, we love you. Thank you.